Hey guys, Sal here, and today I'm going to talk to you about the mess that is the UK government's 2020 obesity plan. I'm going to go through each of the points and discuss where they've gone right, where they've gone wrong, which is mainly wrong, and in my opinion, how they could improve it greatly. If you don't know who I am, I'm Sal, director at Seleka and founder of Red Pill Fitness, where I give you the fitness red pill the industry and the shill media don't want you to take. So first off, this is a plan done by Boris Johnson, who is himself obese. And yes, I know that in the last few days he said he's lost a stone, but he still is an obese person. And this whole plan seems like it's written by people who understand nothing about obesity. Obesity isn't just those of you with a middle-aged spread, but it is a serious disease. And what I'd like to see from him is some leadership. And leadership is you set the example. Boris hasn't said yet, okay, I am going to get down to a healthy BMI by doing these things. You guys come along with me. I'm going to set the example. What he's kind of done is put these things out there and hoping the nation will adopt them when he's not going to do it himself. Now, I would just say that I don't have any political leanings. I'm not right or left, conservative or liberal or Labour. This is purely looking at it from a health perspective, not from whether or not I think Tories are scum or Labour are brilliant, although I don't really like Labour. Okay, so the first point is that they are going to put labels on food when you go to a restaurant, which I'm kind of torn about. I think it's important that when you go to a restaurant, you kind of understand what's in the food. But on the other hand, that's not why people go to restaurants. Nobody goes to a restaurant and then chooses, okay, the healthy option. You go to a restaurant because you want delicious food, you don't want to cook, you're hoping to get laid from the date that you're on, you're impressing someone, whatever it is. But going to a restaurant for health reasons doesn't really make sense to me. I'd also say that it is very, very difficult to record the calories of a meal, okay? Any of my clients or people that have ever tried it, it's difficult because you have to take every single ingredient, weigh it, put it into an app or whatever, computer, work out the calories, put them together, and then you work out how much that total calories is. Okay, for a restaurant that is serving hundreds of people and each dish has, fruit, veg in it, meat in it, spices in it, oil in it, that is going to be impossible. They're just going to give you an estimation. That could be 20% out, 40% out. Who knows? The only way really that you're going to make eating out healthier is by incentivizing restaurants to make healthier food. But the reality is nobody goes to a restaurant for healthy food. They want tasty food, and tasty food is high in sugar, high in fat, and, high in flavorings. The second point is TV ads. And it baffles me because it's like the government seems to think that we're living in the 1990s where we used to have 4 channels and eventually had 5 channels. Okay, people don't watch TV anymore, okay? They are watching streaming services like Amazon or Disney or Prime, or they're on social media most of the day. This is where you are going to get most of your adverts. Okay, taking it away from TV doesn't make a little bit of difference. And in my experience, the most place I see advertising for junk foods is going to be on billboards, when you're waiting for the bus, when you're driving your car. Those are the places that you could probably cut down on the advertising because day or night, you see those things. Then closely linked is the end of buy one, get one free. And this for me really is a bit of a joke. I don't think anybody goes out to the supermarket and simply buys something because it's buy one, get one free. Okay, you might buy more because there's a deal, but ultimately I think that this is a bit of a red herring. One place that they could really make a difference is by in supermarkets stop advertising like impulse buys, in very visible places. You can make it like cigarettes and put it behind a screen, like your Twixes you can't see until you go and pay and you have to look behind the screen. Or alternatively, you get rid of things like meal deals. Okay, meal deals are terrible. Okay, in terms of trying to eat healthy. if I want to, for example, there's sometimes I'm hungry and I might want to buy a sandwich. That sandwich is £2.80. But then for 20p more, I can get a sugary drink and I can get, a Mars bar or a packet of crisps. You ultimately feel what I do. I feel compelled to get them all because, it's only 20p more. Okay, that is a place where you could really get rid or really impact people's choices on what they're doing in the supermarkets. Then we go on to a really big one, and this is childhood obesity. So they say that within this report, they're not going to tackle children. Okay, they're going to wait till you're an adult. And I would say that if you allow a child to become obese all the way through their childhood and then grow up, you've lost that child. Okay, you are not going to undo that. Okay, their brain is now conditioned to the reward or the satisfaction that is unhealthy food. Okay, that child is lost. Okay, you need to tackle the children and not the adult. One way that I would say, we're going to call this out and controversially, that if you have an obese child, that is child abuse. There should be pressure from everybody that knows that parent to make sure that child never becomes overweight. I have seen in real life, people walking their dog that is overweight and people say something to that person. I think that the biggest difference that you could make to help tackle that is maybe by bringing things like home economics back into schools. Okay, teaching children how to cook healthy foods, not stodgy shit or how to use the microwave, but teach kids again how to make things. Not teach, girls how to make cakes. Teach them how to make a salad. And when I say salad, I don't mean iceberg lettuce, tomato, cucumber, and a bit of dressing, which is gross and they're never going to really want to eat, but healthy food that's delicious, that changes their palate, so as they get older, they understand what fresh, healthy food is and how to make it. Okay, the last one is GPs prescribing exercise. This for me is probably the biggest joke because I have 2 doctors in my family and they know nothing about nutrition. I mean, they're vegans, for God's sake. Doctors aren't taught nutrition. Doctors are taught how to make you better when you are already ill. My job as a coach is to help you before you get sick. Okay, before it's too late, before you hit the rock bottom. Okay, doctors help you when you've already got cancer, you've had a heart attack, you're having that stroke. Okay, unless a doctor takes time out of their own free time to go and study about nutrition, it doesn't happen. Look at your local GP. Some of them need to lose weight, stop smoking, stop being alcoholics themselves. They are not paragons. They're not people that you can look up to. In these days with coronavirus, and maybe it may change, you get a 20-minute online consultation. How in the hell is a doctor going to give you a prescription for exercise? And what is exercise? Obese person comes into the doctor, okay, you need exercise. Okay, what do I do? Where do I go? A couple of things that they could do is making people who are overweight pay for their metformin, pay for their little scooters. I'm kind of against this because I think that, people shouldn't be motivated by negative consequences, but more by positive things. The secret that nobody is talking about, and I think maybe if you're not in the industry, you don't know this, but obesity is a symptom of a mental health issue or disorder. Okay, people who are obese have depression, are in abusive relationships, had abusive relationships growing up, have binge eating disorders, have alcoholism. Okay, all of those things, or a little bit of each of them mushed together make somebody obese, because somebody who's obese is killing themselves with food. Okay, they are crushing their organs. They are clogging their blood vessels. It is a serious thing. So we need to be thinking about their mental health. The government should invest highly in things like counselling, therapy. getting to the root cause of why these people are overweight. Guys, obesity is a disease of despair. Okay? Prescribing exercise, prescribing diet to these people will not work. These are people that are happy to have their limbs chopped off through diabetes rather than doing heavy squats and deadlifts. If you've got any questions or comments, put them below. If you like my content, why not subscribe? Plus hit the little bell icon, because that way you'll be notified anytime I release a new video. Thanks guys.